Hey. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Hello, hello, and welcome to Prosperous, home of pitch and putt, right smack in the middle of town, right where you need it. I suppose it's suitable that the first moto vlog, if you like, I'm on the first bike that I rode properly on the road. This is my dad's GZ250. It's not my bike, but it's the bike I kind of learned on. Although I suppose I'm still learning. Everyone's still learning. So today I'm after being out to Halfords and picking up a bit of oil and a filter, and I'm going to change the oil in it and give it back to him and tell him, would you ever get out and ride the bleeding thing? And hopefully I'll get out and ride with him a couple of times. This thing was reasonable for a start. It wouldn't pull you out of fucking bed, so if you got into a scrape it couldn't really pull you out. I mean, I can talk some other time about what bike you should start on and all that sort of thing, since that seems to be the question everybody asks when you start out. I'm only on the bikes a year, and I've just gone through the whole rigmarole of getting a license and learning and getting gear and all this sort of business. So I thought I'd stick up a few videos about my experience anyway, and just general moto vlogging. I commute whenever I can, and I've had the helmet camera for about a year as well, so I want to start putting up a few vlogs. There's not really a vlogging scene in Ireland at all. Like in the UK it's huge. There's a couple of notable figures in the UK that are doing moto vlogging, and it seems there's a sort of a community there, but not really in Ireland. There's a handful of people doing it, and most of the time they're not looking for a community, they're just kind of doing it for their own sake, and I'm kind of the same. Just put up a few things and see if there's any interest, and if there isn't, sure, I'll just do it for myself. So that's it for the moment. I'll drop this out and change the oil in it, and hopefully the weather holds, and I'll get out on my own bike later on. Alright, oil changed, filter changed, listen to that baby purr. Alright, out of my own bike. Nice to have something back that can actually pull a little bit. This is my first big bike, I guess. It's the Yamaha XJ6 Diversion, the 2011 model. I picked it up second hand, no service history, no messing around, but it's worked out grand so far. I like it. You know, the inline 4 engine is nice and lots of pickup on it. I'm not into fast bikes. Like, I like looking at them. I'd love a go on one. I probably won't own one. This is about as zippy as I'd probably want. I'm well into my 30s at this point and only starting out, and I might change my mind at some point, but I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't appeal to me. I like this kind of riding, you know, taking it handy enough, nice twisty roads, lovely views, you know. There's really you get to the minimum size of bike that can pull you such that you're not, you know, fighting the bike, and then that's grand. So as I was saying earlier, like the 250, I was flat out. I am actually flat out in fifth at the moment, and there is no court in the land that would convict me. of the speed that I am currently doing. Oh wait, now there will be. Hey, there we go. There is no court in the land that would convict me of the speed I am currently doing, and it just wasn't pulling. And what I'll say, and I know there's lots of difference of opinion on this one, is that by all means start at a 250 but move on quickly. Don't plan on being on a small bike for very long, because you will get bored of it, even if you're not a dirty speed freak. People will tell you, oh, a big bike like a 600 or something like that will be fast and you'll kill yourself off it. Like, I don't get that at all. You know, you just, it's you that's riding the bike isn't riding you, hopefully. So just get something you're comfortable with. I love the Diversion. It's like nice. It's the detuned phaser engine, which is the detuned R6, which is like detuned twice from a big sports bike. There's times I'd like a little bit more welly out of it, especially now I have two bikes. I bought another bike there recently, which I'll cover in another video. That this is no longer the primary sort of commuter bike or anything like that, so like it'd be good to get something nicer and zippier, but you know, no rush. This came with luggage on it, so you could stick everything you like. You can tour it actually. I think it was toured previously. But I've done a few bits to it. I'm not a small chap, so the mirrors were a little bit close in, so I had an excellent view of the insides of my elbows, so I got mirror extenders. I stuck the MRA screen on it. That's brilliant for keeping the wind blast off you. Stuck crash bungs on it, which was a bit terrifying, drilling a hole in one of your fairings, but every day's a school day, as they say. And you know, a few little small bits and bobs. I think it was worthwhile getting a bike that, you know, wasn't... I do like the bike, but it was clear that, like, I got it so that I could do the A test on it. I actually had a Deauville for a couple of months, a Honda Deauville, which I didn't really like as much. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it as much as I like this, and it's no good for the A test. It's 40... The new one's 48 kilowatts and the old one's 42, so it's nowhere near the 50 you need for the A test. So I got this, you know, because new bikes are nice to have, and I needed one to do the test on. And this was fairly cheap to insure. Actually, the insurance only wanted, I think, an extra 30 quid for this over the Deauville, and I think they charge you 30 quid just because they can. So this is nice. This is one of the routes I take when I just want to go for a spin for an hour, which is what I want to do right now. Over the Hill of Allen and into Newbridge and around and back. It's good to practice on roads, you know. I mean, I was bricking it going around some of those roads I just covered while I was talking, when I was starting out on this bike even, and you know, you build up your confidence, you get used to it, and it honestly is. You could go out some days and you're crawling around and it's a load of shite, and days like that you should crawl around. If you don't have the confidence, then you're not going to react properly, and you might as well go slow. But you build up the confidence, and you notice it over the course of months that you're not stressing the corners too much. You're doing it safely. You can stop. Like, the one big thing with cornering is stopping in the way in the distance you can see to be clear, as they say. And this bike, like, it doesn't have ABS, which I kind of would like on a bike. There's another holy war. You can start ABS or no ABS, but I would say for anyone starting out, especially with the likes of myself, I was going straight to the A license. So the only reason I would say start out on a small bike is if that's all you can insure. And that's not to be snobby for small bikes. There's small bikes that are loads of crack, I'm sure, but you know, start out at a 600 if you're like me and you're going to do that, because I ended up buying a bike and then going nah, you know, and getting the extra power. If you're going to go for the A license, buy an A bike and don't be messing around. I see a load of lads on boards and on bikers sort of saying, I want to start out on a 125 because the big bike scares me, and I understand that. Like they scared me. I was like I was on the 250 and I was breaking it on the 250, like I was going around corners and you know, pulling on the bike and all that sort of stuff. But I realized once I got a slightly bigger bike that you know, it was partially, yeah, you're breaking it because you're new on the bike and you don't want to fuck up, and you know, you want to be safe and stuff. But it's also that if the bike's too small, you're fighting the bike, you're choking the life out of it, and there's really no point. When, you know, the ideal is you eventually forget the bike is there. You know, I'm talking away here, and like I'm on autopilot here. You know, I'm kind of, you know, not thinking about gear changes, not thinking about steering and leaning, and that's the way you want to get. It's the same in the car. I was teaching my sister there recently, or you know, just being in the car with her while she was learning to drive, and it really is getting it down to muscle memory, getting it down to so you don't even realise you're in a car. The car is just an extension of you. Like get a bigger bike if you can. I know, like it's fucking hard at the moment for younger lads getting into it, where you have to go through the big fucking flow chart, or the A1 and then the A2, and then it's 500 quid here and 200 quid there for your train and your IBT. And I'm not a bit surprised it's only older lads that are into bikes now. Like, it's handy enough for me because it's like I do me AIBT and I'm out on the road in a bike and I can take the time getting me license, and it's 450, 500 quid. It's a big chunk of change, but chances are you're in your mid-30s, you have that kind of money. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, let's not lie here. Whereas if you're 17 and 18 and trying to get up on a 125, and finding 500 quid is not easy. So I'm basically just covering like my introduction to biking, what I found. I love this bike. I still love going out in it, even though I have a much bigger bike now, because it's a bit unusual. You don't see a lot of them. You know, you ask on forums what a good bike is to get, and they're like the Bandit 600, the ER6, or there's a couple of other sort of classic starter bikes, and it varies. Like, I know my brother was getting into bikes 10-15 years ago, and it's like what to get: a Super 4, CB500, a couple of things like that. That's what you get out on. And it varies, but you don't see a lot of diversions. I like the look of them. You know, I like that it had luggage on the back of it, because I do occasionally need to carry shit around. And it was at a decent price, so happy out. And I, you know, the fact that I hung on to it when I bought a bigger bike, rather than trying to trade it in or flogging it straight away, speaks volumes. It's a nice little bike. It's always good to have a spare. So this is Newbridge. Welcome to Newbridge, the home of silverware, I suppose. Silverware and gourmet burger kitchen.